last spell. It sounds like a David Bowie album or something like that. It's like the last spell of David Bowie.
I have a story time.
Story time with Quinn. Dum-dum-dum.
So, Nate, let me explain to you why I was an hour late today.
Oh, boy. This will be fun.
It's so bad. Like, you were going to laugh, and I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny. Nate's going to think it's funny. I don't.
We'll see. We'll see.
I will probably laugh later, but today it's not funny.
Quinn, continue.
I started taking testosterone injections.
Yes.
And I was almost out early because of loss due to switching the needles, like it being trapped in the needles and things like that.
Yes.
And messing up once because I'm new to this. So I needed 2 more bottles of 1 milliliter bottles of testosterone. So I drive to the pharmacy and I get my 2 milliliter bottles of testosterone that they've approved me for. I buy a couple more syringes because, like I said, I had a mess up, so I was a little short on syringes. And Panda Express started their honey sesame chicken back today.
Oh, hell.
So I was like, I am going to go stop by Panda Express and eat my fucking favorite chicken ever.
Absolutely. As you do.
It was healthy because I got vegetables on the side, even though it's not. But anyway.
Healthy.
Balance.
Yes.
So I eat my Panda Express, and I'm like, I'm having such a good, productive day. I'm going to be right on time to go meet up with Nate. I'm going to leave Johnson City and drive home. And then on the way, I pass a gas station, and Kenzie's been taking my car to work an hour away and leaving a bunch of fast food in my floorboard.
Yes.
And so I go, I'm going to stop and get the trash out of my car at this Food City Gas and Go.
Uh-huh.
And I, get all the trash together in a bag that was in the floor. And,
yeah.
And I throw it away, and I get literally 30 minutes down the road. And I'm like, I'm doing great today. Today I've been really productive. I'm going to go record with Nate. I think I'm going to pick up a donut on the way home, and then I'm getting a good day. And I look over, and there's nothing in my passenger seat.
Oh, no.
Not a fucking thing is in my passenger seat. And I go, my testosterone is gone. And you might recognize this as a huge issue because testosterone is a controlled substance.
Yes. Yes, it is.
I can't get more.
No.
And so, my eyes probably, left my body. They were probably on the fucking road behind me.
Oh, yeah.
And I start shaking because I'm like, I'm out. I'm going to be going 5 weeks without it. My blood work will be wrong. I won't get my dose increase. And there's a controlled substance in the trash can of a Food City Gas and Go.
Not good.
So I turn around, obviously, U-turn right there. And I call Food City, right? Because I didn't know what to do, but the trash can was full when I put my stuff in it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, they're going to take out the trash, and it's going to end up in the dumpster. And then I'm going to have to dig through the dumpster. So I'm going to call them and be like, hey, you don't have to grab it. I'll do that. But, can you please not take out that trash can until I get there? And I call. She's like, let me transfer you to the Gas and Go. Thank you. They didn't answer. I called again. They didn't answer. She's like, okay, let me transfer you again. They didn't answer.
No.
I was like, this is fine. This is fine. This is fine. I'm just going to drive there. And I'm going to hope and pray that the testosterone is still in the trash can.
Yeah.
I finally get there, which feels like forever, by the way. Mm-hmm. And at this point, I've texted Nate, I'm going to be late because I'm an idiot. And he didn't question it. He was like, okay. Just
get here when you can. No, because me, I just got back myself, and I was just like, all right, time to go downstairs. And, oh, Quinn. Oh, all right. Well, whatever. And then
I'll find out later.
No. Because I knew you were going to tell me. And, yeah, I was actually upstairs editing a Let's Play that I'd been working on. And Chad still needs to send me the damn footage because the audio we got on our end is garbage of him. And his audio, captures a lot better. So, yeah.
So I get there, and at this point, I have Kenzie on speakerphone, who works thirds, by the way. So I woke them up, calling, and I was like, I threw my testosterone away. And they're like, it's fine. Oh, honey, you're going to be okay. And I'm like, it's controlled. It's not okay. I don't know if there's any way I could get in trouble for it, but either way, I can't get more of it. Because I had to literally fight to get this. Because they were like, well, you should have had enough. And I'm like, no, because realistically, what I'm losing with the syringes, and also because of the air, because I'm drawing it up with an 18-gauge needle, I just can't get every drop of it out. It's impossible. So basically, I get there, and there's no one at the pump, and I'm like, thank God I can just pull right up to the pump and not look like a hobo digging through the trash. And then this old lady pulls in at like the last second, and I'm just like, here we fucking go. So I walk up, and you might recognize that the trash can is right next to the lady at this point because she's pumping gas.
Yes.
And I'm like, I have to dig through the trash. I threw my medicine away. And she's like, all right. And just kind of looks at me. And so it's right there on top, thankfully. And the worker walks up to me at this point. It's an old dude. And he goes, did you find what you were looking for? And I went, yeah, do you need to see my ID or something? Because it's my medicine. And he's like, I don't care. I just don't know how to answer the phone. So I couldn't answer it when he called. And I was like, what do you mean? Okay.
So it's like, I could just see him now. There's like, the phone right here, the little receiver thing, and he's just sitting there, and then all of a sudden he's like,
I literally, I paused for a brief moment and looked at him, and I was like, it's fine, man.
Mama never gave me that daggone square peg and round hole thing when I was a kid, so I don't know. I don't got no hand-eye coordination.
I literally just kind of stopped and looked at him for like a second trying to process it, and then I was like, oh, you're good, man. Like, I got it. And he's like, do you need help? I'm like, no, it's in my hands. Like, I got it. And he was like, all right. Next time, just so you know, we only take out the trash in the mornings. And I'm like, it's full now, though, and it's like 3. But
they don't care.
But yeah, so I threw my controlled substance away in the trash can of a Food City Gas and Go, in Johnson City, which is not where I live.
Fun.
So.
No, it's not fun.
I was crying.
I know you were. Yeah, because that's some shit right there, Quinn. That is some straight up shit.
It's not expensive either. It was like $15. It wasn't that. It was.
But it's a controlled substance. You can't get any more of it for a while.
And I was like, oh my God, that's horrible. I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
Yeah.
Because when I go back for my blood work, it'll all be wrong.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm gonna have to tell my doctor that I threw away testosterone in a trash can.
Yeah.
And but you know what really fucking got me about it, Nate?
What got you?
The Walgreens bag that my testosterone was in didn't just get randomly picked up. I opened the bag that the testosterone was in and put all the other trash in that bag to throw it away. Like, I used it as my trash bag.
Oh.
Like, I don't know what happened in my head.
You probably had several things on your mind. Number one, you probably still had the chicken on the brain.
I was really excited about my honey sesame chicken.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
And also, I do this. I have this problem. This actually happened to me. I went through a ATM, and I usually just have like the display on screen thing, like display balance on screen or display this on screen, and I'm like, and I'm okay with that. And then all of a sudden, after that reads out, I hit cancel. My card comes out. I grab it and I go. I accidentally hit it's like display balance on printout, and I'm like, crap. And it just goes ahead and does that, and I'm just like, all right. I grab the receipt, and I'm like, all right. I hit cancel, and then I drive off. It's because, here's the thing. I associate grabbing something out of the machine nowadays with just me grabbing my card instead of me grabbing a receipt. So, so in my mind, the receipt was my card, and I drove off just no problem.
I'm that person that drives off. Like, you hand me my food at the drive-thru window and I leave, and then you're standing there with my drink.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, and I was sitting there, and I was thinking to myself, did I drive off with my debit card? Damn it! And I drive all the way back to the bank, and then I look, and, I was expecting maybe it to be out on the ground, because I know I hit cancel. When I hit cancel, it comes out. But apparently, the machine, if it detects that no one has grabbed it within like 30 seconds or a minute, it takes it back in, and if no one claims the card within a few minutes, then the machine pretty much just literally eats the card and keeps it in its little thing in there. It has a little collection cubby for like cards that people forget to take out every now and again.
That's
anyway,
fancy.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I drive up and I'm just like, I go literally up to the window and I'm like, hey, I forgot my card in the ATM. And then all of a sudden I hear in the background, I hear the manager laugh and she literally goes, another one. Dang it. And then and she's like, Melissa, can you? And Melissa's like, yeah, I got it. She goes out, she grabs her keys, and she's opening the thing up, and I'm just like, how often does this happen? She's like, at least 3 times a day. And I'm like, I suddenly don't feel that bad anymore.
I've done stupid things, but I think that one was the most, like, important one I've ever done.
Yeah.
Because I very well could have fucked up
terribly
a lot of things, and then I don't know. I'm sure it's fine to dispose of testosterone in a gas station trash can.
I wouldn't say that.
It's a steroid.
I know. I'm just joking.
Oh my god, Nate. I almost canceled on you. I was having a breakdown.
No. That's
I was
fine.
having a moment.
No, it's
but
fine.
once it was in my hands again, I was like, all right, let's go, Nate.
Yeah. We're good now. Hey.
I almost started to say, sorry, I can't come. I'm an idiot. Like.
And I would just be like, well, Quinn, we're good for a while on recording, so no biggie.
Yeah, luckily it's not a huge deal if I have to, but I was like, don't cancel over that.
No. All right. Well,
that was my day.
So yeah.
Nate's day was much better than mine, but
much better, but it's going too well. And by that, I'm just like, I'm questioning everything.
And I was like, how was your day going? And Nate's like, so good that I don't think it's real. And I'm like,
no, really. Things on certain videos are going too well. I got messages and all these things.
Personal things are going well.
Yeah. And I'm like, no, this isn't working. This isn't
And then
happening.
I walk in, hey, I threw my controlled substance in a trash can. And Nate's like, what?
Yeah. I got a private message from a girl on a dating app that, I liked a lot and everything. We've talked a bunch in the past, and yeah, that's all I can say at this point. So things are going too well for me right now in terms of like stuff like that, and I'm just wondering, is this a dream? Am I dying? Am I dying very slowly and I'm seeing like what I want to happen? No, I'm good. Okay, I'm still alive. Or am I? Is this all a dream? What is life? What is real? Oh god.
That's the end of the video.
And yeah, there we go. End of the video. Bye everybody. Just joking. Anyway, we got this episode of Castlevania here. Last spell. Let's see what happens. Anyway. There we go. Netflix. Your only source of entertainment now that movie theaters are closed. I don't watch TV that much, so...
I don't have cable.
I don't either.
We just have Hulu and Netflix and
Yeah.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. That's my main 3 right there, too. I also have Amazon, where I have Amazon Prime. I mostly get Prime because where I order a bunch of stuff for the YouTube
I
channel.
recently got some Prime.
Are you gonna self-flagellate again? Oh no, he's disposing of Godbrand's ashes. That's cool.
Assemble at Brayla. Await the word. There has to be a limited number of things in this castle that he can drink, sleep under, or attempt to have sex with. He must be somewhere.
Floating in the breeze. just like cleaning off the dinner table like that. Uh-oh.
I want to get an orange cat and name it Sifa.
That'd be cool.
I discovered an entire box of spells about Venuses.
You're certain it was one of his ancestors?
Penises?
Let's put on subtitles just for that line. I need to know.
I discovered an entire box of spells about Venuses.
You're certain it was one of his ancestors? You didn't find it?
Yes. The Chronicles of Beatus Mimetus.
I heard that. I was like, I must just not understand what that word is. Like,
well, where she has the accent. The accent is, it's like you think, did she really say penises? Yes, she did. Sypha, as they call her in this, found a book about penises. Interesting. A magic book about penises.
Did I pronounce it differently than both of the pronunciations that you did?
How did you say your name?
I think I said Sypha.
Well, Sypha is how they pronounce it.
I said Sypha.
I call it Sypha as well, because when I first played the game featuring Sypha, I called her Sypha Belnades. But in this, they call her Sypha, probably because that's more close to the Japanese pronunciation of it. I don't know.
Huh.
Because I looked it up, and the Japanese, when they pronounced it Sypha. So, yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, the Japanese did invent the game about a bunch of white people killing vampires. But there you go. That's how it goes.
It's based on Adamic. I recognize the roots. Now, that book there claimed to be written in a language called High Remembrance, which I've heard of.
You know,
Interesting. I see
there's actually certain dialects that in South America you can walk through the ancient Mayan language. And you can walk it through and figure out what people wrote down by walking the original letters back through Mayan, and you're able to how linguists work that kind of stuff and are able to figure that stuff out is beyond me. I raise my hand in just like pure like thankfulness that we're able to understand what previous generations have said, because linguists and language professors have figured that shit out. It's amazing.
I can barely speak anyway, so.
Yeah, that's my thing too. It's like I speak English, a little bit of Cherokee, and I know rudimentary Spanish and a few things in Japanese. But for the most part, I'm dumb. So, yeah.
I literally know like English and a decent amount of German.
Yeah, I speak internet mostly.
I don't know any like Spanish though, which is kind of strange.
Well, Spanish, there's several different dialects of Spanish. There's Cast Spanish, which is pretty much like from Spain, like that's mainland Spanish. Then there's Mexican Spanish, which is a lot of different things from the native tongues thrown in. And then when you go south to South America, believe it or not, everyone thinks, oh, you go to Brazil, if you learn to speak Spanish, you'll be fine. No, everyone in Brazil speaks Portuguese, because it was Portugal that settled Brazil, and the rest of South America pretty much speaks their own version of Castellan Spanish, which is, it's like the different American dialects. It's like you have Ebonics, you have Midwest accents, you have the Southern accents, then you got the deep South accents, you got the Cajun accents, you got the Boston accent, New York accent, LA accent. Yeah, there's...
Or you're mean, you just don't have an accent.
No, you've got a little bit of an accent. You've got...
Every tow truck provider I talk to is like, where are you from?
You're good at enunciating, but for the most part, you have a little bit of that Appalachian twang to it when you talk. A little bit, not a lot.
I can pass as not being Southern.
Me too. People ask me, man, are you from Ohio or something like that? No, I'm not from Ohio. I'm from literally the middle of the Appalachian Mountains in Southwest Virginia.
It's also totally a thing that if you make one of us angry, we get more Southern. I don't
Yes.
make the rules.
No, I that's how it is with me.
When I'm mad.
When I get mad,
you start talking so fast.
my full mountain hill chanting person comes out. It's like, daggone, man, what the heck you talking about trying to come up in here talking all that shit? I mean, I understand the damn word coming out of your fucking mouth, man. You're going to get on my fucking ass, man. I'm going to fuck your world up. I turn into Boomhauer from fucking King of the Hill.
It makes me so mad. I don't get it and I hate it. But my mom's line when she's mad, I'm so mad it makes my ass want to chew tobacco.
That's not a good analogy.
I don't like that.
No.
I don't get it.
I can understand, like, I'm so mad I could wring a cat's neck. It's like, I'm so mad that I could spit fire. Like,
Yeah,
I can
like
get
that.
those. And I'm so mad it makes my ass want to chew tobacco. It's like...
No, it's tobacco.
Backer. It's like, well, is your ass hungry? I mean, I don't get that.
Since I was a child, she has said that. And
It's a lot like the Biff Tannen thing from Back to the Future. Biff always said, why don't you make like a tree and get out of here? But instead he's just like, it's like, It's leave, you idiot. Make like a tree and leave. You sound like an idiot when you say it wrong. It's like, yeah. So anyway, back to this.
I'm being literal. I aged very quickly.
That may explain something.
How old are you? That's what I'd ask you. Like, literally, how old are you? What was the year of your birth? If he says anything under the age of 20, I'm like, that explains everything.
I spent my whole life in hot places. You can't escape heat. Keep walking.
You're not
Vampires have
wrong.
sharp ears,
I
and you
would
said
rather
you needed
be
to pop.
freezing to death.
You're concerned about the
Then
others
hot.
hearing.
I'm not a fool.
I don't mind either.
If you
I'm
weren't
very
concerned,
adaptable.
you wouldn't
But
want
I
the
understand, like, if
conversation
you've lived your
out
entire
in
life in the
Once
heat.
it's like 80 degrees outside, I am
Once-
no longer outside.
Well, once you live your entire life in a place where it's nothing but hot all the time, you would want to be somewhere cooler. You would want that to a certain degree. Yeah, I get that.
They are pure creatures. They have grace. Animals don't act with malice.
Cats play with their food all the time.
True. But it's not malicious. There's joy in it.
Not for the food.
This is true.
The cats need herding, Isaac.
That's a good way to get your eyes clawed out, Hector.
We need to assert an order to the war. We're the agents of his rage, not paintings of him. We can't just thrash around.
What do you want, Hector?
I want to present a united front. But he asked for a plan, and we need to give him one unambiguously. We go to Brayla, prevent a diaspora by boat, and then proceed along the coast from there. What do you say?
Ah, yes. Oh.
Isaac agreed.
That's good. That's very good.
Oh. Oh. Hey. Say this much, man. I wouldn't fuck with Dracula. And when the women returned, a mural of blood. Oh. Pure Vlad the Impaler.
Amuse yourselves. We will go to Brayla ourselves so long as they all die.
Okay.
Thank you. A great victory awaits.
Yes, yes. I'm tired.
And which am I? Child or animal?
Puppy. Somewhere between the two.
I thought you wanted me to believe you respected me.
I did. Now you're implicated, so I didn't need to. Come along.
Oh boy. Carmilla and her own self-interests.
A method to catch the castle and lock it down to a single location so that it can be invaded.
Most of it.
I can finish the final clauses of it myself. It's all based on Adamical structures. We live in cooperation and hide our stories inside ourselves so he cannot strike them down in jealousy. Huh?
Uh-oh.
See? God hates me.
That's probably not God.
No, it's something a lot darker. And there you go.
Not good.
Not good. Nope. Not good at all. So yeah, it would seem that Carmilla has pretty much just done what she sought to do. Effectively usurp Dracula's, in a way, or usurp Dracula's authority to attack a place by pretty much just convincing everyone else otherwise. She convinced Hector, and by the same virtue, Hector convinced Isaac enough to where Isaac agreed to it, and with, Carmilla and the two Forge Masters just pretty much just being like, let's attack Brayla. Dracula's like, yeah, whatever.
Sure.
I'll move the castle.
Sounds
just
good.
let me know when you're ready. Yeah. Dracula is in autopilot mode at this point because I think he's just... where he hasn't eaten anything, I think that's the thing about it. Where he hasn't eaten, it's pretty much fucking with him, and he's just, like, delirious. He doesn't know what to do. He's like, yes, whatever. Just... whatever. Eliminate the humans on whatever schedule. I don't care. And everyone else is just like, but we can really get at the humans if we do this. He's like, yes. Whatever.
Just do it.
It's like, I'm tired. It's like, you're Dracula, dude. If they see any weakness, they're going to try and get you somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's... There's actually a very awesome video I think anyone out there should watch. Rules for Rulers by CGP Grey. He pretty much lays out, okay, so say you in your mind say, I know how to solve all the world's problems. Okay, you now have all that power. Good. What do you do? It's like, what do you do? Well, here's what you can't do. You can't police everybody. No king can build all the roads by themselves. No king can police the citizens by himself. No king rules alone. Instead, what is required are certain sets of rules. For instance, your keys to power. Your police chief, your tax collector, your general of the army. You require these things in order to rule over the people. Now, the more of a dictatorship you have, the less keys that you require, because fear will do a lot of the work for you. However, if you are benevolent and you seek to do more for the people, then the more keys that you will require, because it takes a lot to maintain. It takes a lot more to maintain a democracy than it does a dictatorship. So he lays it out really clear, and he's right. And for Dracula here, he's pretty much done everything to the point where all of his key supporters, save for Isaac, are doubting him. I mean, first it was Godbrand, for he was the first one to really say something, and then Carmilla came, just was like, Dracula's crazy, right? He's gonna.
She saw an opening.
Well, huh?
She saw an opening.
Yes, and she's taking advantage of that. And then, of course, Hector is also, going with his more caring nature, wants humanity to be wants humanity to pretty much be ended humanely, I guess you could call it. Yeah. But, yes, overall, the only one that's still on Dracula's side 100% all the way is Isaac. I don't think Hector would fully betray Dracula, but I think, given the right opportunity, Hector may very well, in fact, do something terrible that will force him to switch sides.
He would be easily persuaded.
I think Carmilla... Well, the one thing I think Carmilla had on him was, he knew that she was playing him. Although, I don't think he realized just how far she saw him down the totem pole. She said, when she first met him, she's like, I see value in you, Hector. I see value in what you do. You are a human forge master. You resurrect the dead. It's like, yeah. Okay, so she sees value in him. But instead, she just admitted, like, I see you as a puppy, and that's it. So, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I love pets that I have, but at the same time, we as human beings, we don't really 100% see them as like on equal ground when it comes to like decision making and stuff like that, because they're animals. They exist on our beck and call. Don't get me wrong, animals can survive like tremendously dire circumstances. I mean, there was a cat that lived in an apartment where its owner died 6 months previously, and the cat was still perfectly healthy when they finally got into the apartment, because the cat learned to hunt mice, and it was able to survive. And also, it was able to drink water that dripped in from the water sill because it was broken at the bottom, and it could just lick water from off the banister.
I love my cat dearly, and I'm not saying I would never do this, but I am saying that you see people get rid of their cats all the time when they move somewhere, but they never get rid of their whole ass fucking baby.
No.
So they obviously don't view their cat as a baby.
Well, I every time I've moved, I've had Lulu with me. I love Lulu.
I wouldn't get rid of Midna. I'm looking for a place in JC, and like I'm looking for pet friendly only. I don't want to get rid of her.
No,
but people do it all the time.
They do.
They're like, I'm moving, so I don't want to take them. And I'm sure there's some circumstances that there's more to it, but there are literally people that do that, and I'm like, so you just didn't love that thing at all? Got it? Like,
good job. You didn't love anything.
That was not your baby. That was
no, it wasn't. That was your thing.
That was there.
That was your thing that you pretended to love.
But yeah, I've never really been a big pet person until Midnight, I would say.
I've always been a pet kind of kid because
reptiles are different. They're not really like a big responsibility. Like,
no.
Once you set them up, they're pretty self-sustaining, except for handing them food.
Yeah.
But like as far as like an actual like a cat or a dog, I've always not been interested. But Midna's different. I would kill for her.
Well, yeah, and my mom, she was more into dogs than she was cats, and then she found the Sphinxes, and she's just fallen in love. She loves the Sphinxes. All of them are her babies. She loves them. Well.
My mom would fucking kill a man.
Oh, she probably would. She probably would strangle them and watch their eyes go dead. That's how hardcore she is for these cats. She loves those cats.
Not to be dramatic, but if anything happens to any of those cats, Nate's mom will kill everybody in the room and then herself.
No, she'll just kill the person responsible. She's not. My mom, whenever she gets like focused on something, she goes all in. Whenever she gets, for instance, if someone came up to her and told her, "Hey, there's this art thing coming up, and we really want to have one of your pieces into it." If my mom gets dedicated into that art project, that's all she works on. That's it. These cats are effectively her new not hobby, but her new career. Effectively.
Do you ever feel like your mom loves her cats more than you?
No, I don't feel that because
Do you feel like you're on an equal playing field with the cats?
Some days. Some days. Most days I know my mom loves me more than she loves the cats, but at the same time, I know my mom would not force it. If you were to choose my mom, if you were to tell my mom to choose between killing either her cats or killing her children, you know what she would say?
She'd kill herself.
Yes. She would say, just kill me. Leave them alone, just kill me. That's what she would do. Because, it's how my mom rolls.
Long story short, Nate's mom loves those cats.
Yes.
And they are not pets to her. They are family.
Well, yeah. And yeah, it's just every time we hear that one of them has passed away, by accident or something like that, whenever they move on to the new family, it's always a heartbreaker. Because, you raise these cats, you love these cats. I was there for the birth of all of this previous litter, and none of them died after childbirth or during childbirth, and I was so happy and so glad. And then we found out that one of them actually we found out one of them actually got ran over on accident. No. And
wait, why was it outside?
Because they had it outside at the pool, and it managed to finagle its way under the fence, and then and that was that. It got ran over by from what Mom said, a bicycle. It was still very young. It wasn't a fully grown.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
No, it was not fully grown. But yeah,
that's depressing.
It is depressing. And when my mom found out, she was just heartbroken because she loves those cats. She loves them to death.
She probably remembers like all of them too.
Most of them. There's some like from the first few litters. Like she has pictures of all of them. Like every single litter, she can go back and just like, there it is. Hey, there's another one. Hey, look at the little babies. Yeah, but yeah, she has to recall certain ones that it's been several years since
No.
the first litter.
Every time someone talks about getting one or like ask about them, I always tag your mom's page.
Yeah. Anytime someone finds out that my mom raises Sphinx cats, immediately they're just like, "Can I get one? Can I get one? Can I get one? Can I get one? Can I come over? Can I see him? Can I get over?
Do you have like $1,000? Because
well, that's like my sister Sophie, technically stepsister, but she's my sister. I call her my sister. But anyway, she wants one, and I'm just like, you want to come over and see him one day? And she's like, I want to see him. I want to see him. She goes over and she sees them. She falls in love, and she's just like, oh my gosh, I want one so bad. Can you let me know whenever your mom's gonna like retire one of the female adults, or whenever she's gonna have a new litter? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And there's one that my mom's gonna be retiring here soon. She's tried to have a litter with her 3 times, and it hasn't worked out, any of them. So she's gonna retire this one and give her away. She's a cuddle bug, but she's a climber. So if you're standing next to her in something that she can climb up, she's going to climb you. Yeah, that's just how she rolls.
Sphinx cats are very different than the standard cat, I would
Yeah.
say. They've got a lot more spunk.
Yes.
So be prepared for that if you've ever wanted one. They cost a lot. Their stomachs are very finicky, and they will climb everything and also probably surprise you.
Well, the thing is, most Sphinx cats that I've worked with my mom, you can cradle them like a baby and then scratch their belly, no problem. They'll just lay there and purr, look up at you. Yeah.
I
They're
feel
good
like
babies.
Sphinx cats are like more mischievous than normal cats.
They are. There's no doubt about that.
Because Midna's she's 6 months old now. We're chill. Everything's good. But with Sphinx cats, it's like you're 2 years in and they're still stealing your loaf of bread off of the counter.
As they do. They're mischievous little bastards.
My mom recently got a kitten. And
oh, God.
She called me and she's like, I had to order a bread box because she kept stealing our bread. And I'm like, welcome to cats, Mom.
Welcome to the feline underworld. All right, well, we got to move on. We got to get to the next episode, so hopefully you all enjoyed. And if you want to see more for Castlevania, you know what to do. You hit that subscribe button, you ring that bell to stay notified. And if you want to see more from us, you know what to do. Check out our Patreon. And until next time, I'm Nate.
I'm Quinn.
We'll see you then. Peace out.
Rip and tear until it is done.